Welcome everybody. This is the Corner Store Podcast. My name is Rob, and here we got my man's Phil. Say hello to the
What's up?
listeners.
What's up, y'all? What's up? We back. We back again for another episode of the podcast. What's
Yeah,
good with
this
you, man?
this is 11, man. Episode 11.
We
So
had 11 now. What's
yeah,
up?
we trucking along, man. But anybody, if y'all hopping on to check us out, please subscribe, comment, like, and share the content. You can find us at the social platforms like SoundCloud. Email us at Gmail, Facebook, Twitter. All this stuff is going to be in the description box. So, anyways, so what's going on with your week, man? How's everything on?
Man, just pretty much the same. Everything trudging along. To me, it seemed like everybody is trying to get back to normal. Like like Rona never existed. I feel like everybody gonna try to just revert back to their old ways. I mean, you seeing people outside taking the right precautions, but aside from that, the same things that happened before are starting to kind of reintegrate into everybody's daily life. So I mean, I guess that's good, but I don't know, man. How you feel about it? How you think we done with it already?
I'm constantly hearing that it's going to be like another spike in cases because of us prematurely going back to normal. I mean, like currently, are we in another stay-at-home order, like up until like the end of the month, or what?
May 31st was supposed to be the end date. I
Okay.
haven't heard anything about them lifting it. But I mean, they started this little 5-step plan thing where 5 stages of returning back to work or whatever it is. I don't know. I haven't even been paying that much attention because Lori Lightfoot says she still ain't agreeing to open the city back up. So the governor might got one plan, but it seemed like Lightfoot gonna do what she want to do. So I don't know, man. I guess we just gotta put, it's until the daycares open up. It ain't nothing happening with me. I'm still gonna be at home.
Right. Now, as far as Lightfoot, is her plan more comprehensive or like more or more like I don't know, tactical? I mean, as far as trying to like combat what's going on out there, or is hers just kind of like just kind of very lighthearted?
Yeah, I honestly don't have a clue, man. I stopped. I detuned from the Corona updates. I just kind of left it alone, to be perfectly honest with you. All I know is that she's been adamant about people staying home.
Okay, yeah.
And,
People
until she opened it up the city, it is what it is. Until I get a big announcement saying, everything's back open, I ain't really even paying no attention, man. It's just annoying at this point.
Yeah, man. Last week you said some controversial stuff about how you said something about like right. I thought it was controversial as far as like hospital workers are not.
I stand by that, mister. I stand by that.
Now repeat exactly what you said from back then. From
what I said was, while I do understand that hospital workers are on the front line,
mm-hmm.
I feel like grocery store people who work in grocery stores who
mm-hmm.
are in constant contact with other people, unknowing of their status, are in greater jeopardy because one, they're not healthcare professionals. They don't take the necessary precaution to protect themselves. And two, everybody that's in the store, it's a 50-50 chance that they are infected and don't know it. So if you're in a hospital, at least you know what you're dealing with and you know how to protect yourself. But
mm-hmm.
in the grocery store, you don't know what you're dealing with and you don't know if you're protecting yourself enough. So I don't see how people in grocery stores who work in grocery stores are being neglected. In my opinion, I feel like
I don't think so.
People getting they just the bill that they're trying to push through Congress right now is what is it? What do you call it when you in difficult situations and they want to give you extra pay for it? Hazard pay. They pushing out hazard pay to all essential workers, but they're not necessarily including grocery store workers in the essential workers list.
Right. They're definitely, well, they probably not essential workers, but they are doing essential work.
That's what I'm saying. So how can you not include them?
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, society is definitely much like efficient as far as the way people are getting their food directly from the grocery store instead of obviously we don't have to go out and hunt for our food. So yes,
Yeah.
them open up the stores is definitely essential work. I mean, I definitely get that. I mean, you should put provisions down for them, but yeah, yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean, I don't know why they didn't include them. I mean, and plus, most of those workers are unionized, so you would think that you would want to take care of those workers.
What workers are unionized?
Well, at least from Jules, I know that like Walmart and Target, they're definitely not. But when I worked for Jules, they was unionized.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah,
The baggers and the register people.
everybody, yes.
Oh wow, I didn't
You
know
didn't
that.
know that?
That's
Yeah,
interesting. Nah,
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know that at all. I
yeah.
just thought there was a lot of little nappy head kids. They ain't know no better, and they're just bagging groceries. But
Well,
that doesn't really change anything. But that is interesting to know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's
But
why I will always support Jules because I worked for them for like over a year and a half, so I got a soft spot for them.
support. I don't support nobody I used to work for.
You probably burned bridges. That's probably why. You probably burned a lot of bridges, man.
Nah, man. But yeah, I mean, the point was that those people who work in grocery stores, those people who work in, whatever retail shops are going to be opening. I mean, if you think about it logically, okay, we going into what we consider may be a second wave, right? We all think there may be a second wave.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, where is this second wave going to come from? Is it going to come from the hospitals infecting people, or is it going to come from the general population not taking necessary precautions?
The general population.
Okay, then that better serves my point, because it's not the hospitals that's out here pushing the virus around.
But
It's
you
the
put,
people
but
in general contact.
no, I'm saying, but earlier you was putting like the whole onus on like grocery store workers, which
I
was
mean,
kind of
I
unfair.
spoke to them specifically because they're in constant contact 8 hours a day in their shift, however many days, a week, in addition to having, the varying people who actually work in the grocery store. So they're in constant contact with people in some type of capacity.
I mean,
So,
as long as you're out and about, you're always in contact with someone. You shouldn't
yeah,
just limit it to grocery store workers.
I said that specifically
Yeah.
because a great percentage of people, I can't guess what percentage of them are going to the grocery store to get their food.
Right, right. Or
So
some are using the apps in order to
some
get
are
the
using
groceries delivered
apps,
to the house.
right. A lot of people are doing deliveries now, but still a great number of people are still going to the apps. I mean, going to the store. And when you think about the people that are going to the store, they're general. Every time I go to the grocery store, who do I see? I see older people. I see what I would suspect is people who don't care too much about taking care of themselves in our neighborhoods. I don't know about
Now,
everybody else's neighborhoods, but in our
now,
neighborhood.
now, is everybody maxed up?
I mean, now they have to be. You can't go
Right.
in the store without. But even still,
Okay.
like I went in Walmart today, and some people had a mask just on the mouth. So I mean, they're
And
not they're
not the
not even
nose.
wearing the mask. No, just covering the mouth. So, it can be difficult to breathe for some people wearing masks. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But I mean, even if it isn't, after wearing it for so long, it gets hot, it gets irritating. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to wear it. You're gonna put it down so you can breathe more regularly or cool off or whatever. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, everybody's wearing a mask because they have to. But
Mm-hmm.
we talked earlier on and kind of talked about how the mask doesn't really stop you from getting a virus. Like it may decrease your chances, but it doesn't eliminate the possibility.
It's really from like the like the chance that you are sick yourself. It kind of prevents you from spreading it to other people. So that's why
Right.
it's definitely important for everybody to just wear a mask just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, even in those scenarios, if people aren't taking care of themselves or uh, using their resources to reduce contact with other people, you're running into, a great risk of spreading it. And like I say, if it's not going to come from the hospitals, it's going to come from the general public. And
Right.
if the general public is what is going to cause a second wave, then the general people who work in the general public and come into contact with people the most are the people who are on the front line. They're the ones who can stop the virus from having a second wave. It's not the hospitals.
I mean, the front line is the hospitals, but
Not really. Not
you're
really.
saying that grocery stores are also front line, right?
I would say that grocery stores are probably the first, have the greatest possibility of contraction right now. That's what I would say. You can call frontline whatever you want to. I don't want to just. I don't want to make it seem like I'm not giving respect to the people who work in essential services and have to,
Right.
protect the
Right.
public. What I'm
Right.
saying is, in terms of war, when you go to war, the front line is the people who clash the most. So if the disease is here, the enemy, the combatant is here. That's not the hospital. That's the
The
general
front
public.
the front line is right. It's whoever's fighting the enemy.
It's whoever's fighting the enemy.
And right now the hospitals
No.
are
Well,
fighting the
okay, you
enemy.
could say whoever's fighting the enemy is,
Right.
yeah,
It's
but
not
you're
grocery
saying that,
stores fighting the
but
enemy, man.
you're looking at the enemy as something that can be combated. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at the first wave as being point of contact, disease, person,
Okay.
contact. So the first people who are likely to have that contact are people in the general public. Those are the first points of contact between the disease and the people getting in contact with people. And that's happening more outside of the hospital than inside of the hospital. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so what's some common general public places that like people are congregating to if they're not going to work? So obviously it's going to be grocery stores, it's going to be gas stations. Where else?
Probably not. I mean, not so much gas stations if they doing the right things. I mean, a friend of mine was just talking about on Facebook how he was going up to the gas station door and it said, only a couple of people at a time, or you can't enter without a mask. Right. So he stood outside and waited, and people were coming out. They didn't have masks on. So he went in with his mask on and asked the guy, like, dude, why y'all got a sign out there if y'all not going to stop people from coming in? And he was like, man, money is money. So you already got a petri dish right there. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what gas station. I'm definitely ask to make sure I don't go there. But, I mean, you got these little situations like this happening. Who knows how many different places? You know what I'm saying? So these are nothing but opportunities to create this second wave that we're talking about. We're not concerned about the second wave happening at the hospitals.
Are you concerned about restaurants who like
oh yeah,
who's like making food for like takeout?
No,
as far as those cooks contracting the food?
Yeah, no, I don't think that I have a concern about it. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I haven't done the resource to support that. That there shouldn't be concern there. I don't know what the life cycle of this disease is on foods and surfaces like that. I just really haven't done that research. I just stay the fuck away from everything.
It is different on certain surfaces,
right?
But yeah, I haven't memorized the actual numbers though. But yeah,
yeah, I think I've seen things vary from 1 minute to 12 minutes, 12 to 20. I've seen such a wide spectrum. Like I said, I just stopped paying attention because it seems like nobody has any definitive information.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I was, grocery stores, when the restaurants open up, we already know people are not clean. Let's just be real. You might have the people clean at the restaurant, they're doing the right things, but when people coming into the restaurant, we already know people don't wash their hands. What is it going to do? It's going to be a 6-foot line for the bathroom. Now you got to wait. You know what I'm saying? You got to have this distance, and then it just seems a little bit too much remarkable right now to be trying to go back until this thing really dies down. I don't think it's a good idea, to be honest with you, at all.
I mean, I don't think restaurants should be open for them to have their bathrooms open to customers anyway.
Yeah, well, they plan on opening the restaurants in Chicago if they have an outside dining space. So if you got a patio or something where people can eat outside, then that's fine. But I mean, okay. If you got a patio outside and you got to space your customers out 6 feet, that's pretty much gonna cut most patios in half. You know what I'm saying? Because most people are within 3 feet. So now you only got sitting room for half your clientele, which of course for them is better than nothing. But at the same time, is it worth the risk? Like, just so you could sit outside of a restaurant. I mean, just switch to delivery like everybody else.
They're gonna have just as much revenue from doing takeout than have people sit in a patio. So yeah.
Yeah, more because now you're not limited to how many people you can serve. You got a restaurant, you can only serve how many people are sitting in front of you. Right. Delivery, you can just serve whoever want to order. So, right. I mean, obviously some establishments aren't built for that. I get it, but even still, in that situation where we talking about people just so thirsty to be outside and eat at a restaurant, if you want to put your life in risk just to eat some filet mignon, be my guest. Go right on ahead. I will pass.
I mean, people may have a mindset like, you know what? I kind of took all this for granted prior prior to Corona, and people just died to like go out there and try to live a normal life.
And you know how that's going to play out.
Yeah. It's gonna be for the worse. I mean, like I
Absolutely.
said, I mean earlier, I mean, I think cases are gonna skyrocket. And as far as our work schedule, in my case, my union president saying that he's suspecting that we work our schedules until pretty much the rest of 2020. So we're already kind of expecting some spikes and some dips at least now until the winter time. So, but
so y'all gonna keep y'all current schedule, or y'all
yeah,
gonna go back to okay?
yeah, 5 on, 5 off. So that's
Yeah.
what we're
See,
doing.
I work in a business where one of our products is a change in business model, and it's a lot of companies right now that are seeing greater productivity out of their employees working from home. So obviously, a lot of corporations and large businesses don't want that to happen. The last thing, the real estate the real estate industry will want is for companies to now be okay with their employees working from home, because now they can just cut their offices and reduce their offices, get rid of their offices. They don't want that at all. But I mean, if that's the case and people are seeing this level of productivity increase, then there are going to be businesses that are doing what, one of the companies I work for, we do hoteling services. So, you can book an office space for a given amount of time and just come in once or twice or 3 times a week, as opposed to coming in every day routinely and sitting in the office and blah, blah, blah. So I've been in a lot of business lately. The last 2-3 weeks has been constant phone calls with potential clients. Everybody's concerned about, people coming back to work, keeping people 6 feet away instead of working at every workstation. You're having every other workstation or every third workstation, just keep people away from each other. So, I mean, in my opinion, this is a good opportunity as a planet for us to take advantage of the things that we're learning from this situation. If we're able to now work from home, that changes a huge dynamic. I mean, if we can start shifting people who don't necessarily need to come into the office to work from home, we start to build technology to better encapsulate what it means to work at home, then you have all of this space that's now become obsolete, and we can start to eliminate some problems that we have as a world. Overpopulation now doesn't become an issue because there's somewhere for everybody to be. You got, we can, a lot of these places can be redesigned to accommodate homelessness, and we've already seen that shit. They got homeless people living downtown in luxury hotels right now. Shit, I'm like, shit, my rent $1,500. Let me stay in a luxury hotel for a couple weeks.
Yeah. I heard of some government bought like a motel, and they house all the homeless there. I can't remember which city it was, but like, man, I thought it was kind of dope though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think that's beneficial. I mean, they don't have guests. Obviously their guests dropped to pretty much zero, so they're not making no money. So they may as well, outfit they
just get the government money. That's all.
Pretty much. But I mean, on the other side of this, as soon as these flags get dropped and people can get around again, everybody's gonna be flying every fucking way. I wish you could buy air vouchers for flights and use them whenever you wanted to.
Oh yeah,
that would be so dope. I would buy like 50 of them boys right now and just pick up and fly wherever. But I mean, a lot of people gonna be scared to fly even still after this.
Yeah, we got a vacation scheduled for August 1st through the 8th to Hilton Head, and I mean, more than likely we're gonna cancel that trip because I don't want my girls flying anytime soon. Right. Plus, Chloe got a respiratory issue for herself, so
yeah,
I don't want to put her in a situation where she could possibly catch something. Being in a plane with 200 other people.
Man,
I mean, that's just irresponsible. So yeah, we just got to bite the bullet and just plan our trip for next year.
Yeah. That's definitely a hope, man. But yeah, like you say, I definitely see the possibility for a second wave to hit us, and it'll be even more difficult to respond to it because you got all these people who stopped going to work. Now you getting them back into the notion of going back to work every day, and now all of a sudden, all of the people that weren't sick and didn't think they was gonna get sick, gonna be sick, and it just shuts everything down completely. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so, fortunate for me, I mean, I mean, up to this point, I think I haven't caught it, but if I haven't caught it, I mean, so far I felt fortunate enough that I dodged a bullet and I didn't put my family in a compromised situation, which I would have, passed it on to them. So, I mean, hopefully between now and then, all the shit is done. Hopefully, I steer clear of it because every time I move outdoors, I just treat it as if everybody around me has it. I mean,
Yeah.
I do my due diligence to wear a mask. I wear gloves. I wear these glasses if it's cloudy. If it's sunny, I wear my sunglasses. So
Yeah.
I
It's
try to keep
protective gear.
everything covered as much as possible. So I, I I just hope that I just constantly keep playing winning Russian roulette and just every time I get home that I'm just good. So
Well, I mean,
knock on wood.
when you going to work, how many people are you in contact with in the course of going to work?
Well, and within my personal work area it's the three of us total. Myself, another guy or gal working the traffic, or sometimes I work the traffic while they're just sitting off to the side, just kind of observing everything. And we got our supervisor.
Okay, so
So
three people.
yeah, and then on break I'm usually outdoors, like in the car, just listening to music or podcasts and stuff like that, just to kind of just to stay out of the building, stay in fresh air. So
Right, right.
yeah.
So, like in the course of your day, when you leave the house to the point where you get to work, how many people would you say you come in contact with? Just those three all the entire time?
From the time I leave home and get to work, you know what? I do go to Starbucks, but I
That's
trusted those
drive through.
folks. Huh? Yeah, you get draft through, or I will order through the app, and then I'll go up
So,
to the
so let me
door.
ask you this: you go to
Yeah,
Starbucks, right?
yeah,
You said you trusted those folks.
yeah. About a simple fact that I mean, it's not a whole bunch of people that's like staffed at Starbucks right now, and plus they're all constantly cleaning and wearing gloves and wearing masks. So I mean, they're doing their part as far as making sure that they don't come in contact with people and
Right.
they don't say make other people sick. So I mean, I at least trust Starbucks. So
The reason I say that is because we all know that we at some point in our life have been guilty of thinking that because we had a bad experience at a restaurant that somebody might have did something to our food.
okay,
So where in your mindset has that little fragment gone?
wait, restate the question.
Where in your mind, at what point in your mind did that possibility become a not possibility anymore? Like
It's,
somebody actually intentionally doing something to mess with your food.
I mean, honestly, Starbucks, it's just not like the type of atmosphere that would draw those type of people to like do something like that.
Really?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
the Starbucks that doesn't kick
Sedity, right?
you
Starbucks is very sedity. Like
Okay, so they're sedity,
I'm
but they're not
not.
necessarily sedity with all types of people.
I mean, you gotta look at the location as well. I mean,
Okay,
I
all
trust the Starbucks out here, but
right.
if you used to ask me to go to Starbucks on 71st and Stony Island, then I don't know. Maybe
Well, I
I don't
mean,
know.
here's the thing. The thing is this: it's not the Starbucks on 71st and Stony Island that's going to kick you out of the lobby
Okay.
for sitting there on your computer. It's probably going to be the Starbucks on Lake and Canal or something that's going to kick you out. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
probably going to be those more sedity locations that kick you out because of what you look like. So I'm sure the one that you go to is probably more geared to uh, be the type of place that would kick you out if you were in the lobby too long because of what you look like.
I don't have to worry about that because I'm going there to buy something.
All right,
I
I'm
mean,
just saying, no
I'm not
shots.
going there. I'm not going there just to sit down, man. I'm going there to buy coffee and be on my way. I'm not worried about them kicking me out.
Yeah,
See,
okay.
there you go on that wolf shit.
Wait. I'm not saying this is not woke shit at all. This is just fact shit, okay? The fact shit says that black people are the ones being targeted in these situations in Starbucks. That's
You
why it
know
was a
what?
huge uproar.
Right,
Now,
right.
that combined with the general fear that people will carry at some point, that people will put something in their food. When you mix that in a generation of coronavirus, you have to, in my opinion, a very specifically high risk situation going somewhere where Black people are not typically welcome to be poisoned with corona.
Oh, you thinking that the Starbucks will poison me intentionally? No,
I
no,
just think
because
that there's a good chance that somebody might say, "Fuck this nigga," in your coffee. That's what I'm saying.
no,
Just chance. It's
and
always a
plus,
possibility.
and plus, my name is Robert Lincoln. At first glance, you're not gonna know that it's a brother named Robert Lincoln that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ordering coffee from Starbucks. So
Okay,
usually I have a place to order through the app, and then it's ready about time I pretty much get to Starbucks. So
I got you.
I will go up to the door. They will ask for my name, and then I got my coffee ready, and it's got the little thing in there for the stopper. So, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm not worried about Starbucks, man. I
Yeah, I
mean,
wouldn't be worried about Starbucks either, but
and,
um, the
plus,
possibility is still there. There's gonna be, and there probably has already been a situation where somebody who was infected with the coronavirus intentionally got somebody else sick by it.
oh, okay. I
Would you
mean,
would you speculate on that?
as far as people from
Yeah.
Starbucks or
No.
people
Just in general,
have
anybody.
people. I mean, I haven't heard any of those stories, but I heard of stories of like people doing dumb shit. As far as like, there was this one story in which some lady was just coughing on produce at some store. She
Not
would
lying.
just be she was just being like an asshole about it. I mean, because she didn't know that she was sick, because she was just trying to play a practical joke. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people just do stupid shit. But as far as
Yeah,
like people intentionally getting other people sick, I haven't heard that yet.
yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people take the situation for granted and think it's a joke. It was just
Hmm.
one. I was just watching something on one of the news stations about this guy who was a conspiracy theorist, and he didn't. But he did. He kept doing his thing as if none of this ever happened. He said it was fake. The government was trying to fake and lie, say they made people sick, and he ended up getting sick, and his wife got sick, and his wife died. So now he's a big advocate for people protecting themselves.
Is it like a young guy or older guy or
Nah, he
what?
was probably mid 40s, maybe white guy.
Oh, okay, okay, wow,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's definitely been a lot of. I'm waiting for the real stupidity to happen. It ain't happened yet. To me, I mean, things have not gone terribly bad. They've been
Right.
bad in that the government's response to this has just not been adequate. But I mean, we know who our president is.
Look at the
But
leadership, right?
it could be a whole lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that whole lot worse part. I think it's still coming. I still think it's coming.
Now, for the holiday tomorrow, do you think people are going to be congregating at the parks, barbecuing like
Hell yeah.
everything is normal?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was nice out today. It was a lot of people out today.
Okay.
Me and my wife, we took a walk down um, South Shore Drive by past 79th Street. It was a handful of people out, but um, behind my building, the beach is right behind my building, so people that typically down there hanging out, younger people. I don't suspect that's going to change. Actually, one of my wife's friends was at a barbecue today, so it's
Hmm.
not that's not no, it's not gonna. I think people gonna be out, man.
And like the whole lakefront is still shut down.
Yeah, lakefronts. I think Lori said that she was gonna open them up. She said something the other day, but yeah, like I say, man, I haven't really been paying that close attention because I'm kind of following my own rules right now. But
Well, so far it's been working. So.
yeah, it has. I mean,
Yeah.
I switched my whole work schedule. I'm working 2 a.m. to 7, and then like 12 to 4 or 12 to 3, depending on how busy I am. But yeah, I ain't trying to get an ounce of sick.
Well, wait, 2 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Yeah, and
So at
then I work.
7, so at 7 you would come back home and work some more. Or what?
No, I work from home at 2 to 7 a.m. and then at 12 I pick back up again, and then I work a couple more hours to finish my 8. So I still don't leave the house. But if I do leave the house, it will only be to go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. Whereas at zero chance that the one person I come in contact with will be the security personnel at our building. So that's
Okay.
it.
And is the wife still working from home too?
Nah, she's out every day, but she doesn't come in contact with anybody physically either. She come except for her security guard going into the building. So her office she has her own private office in the back of a bigger office. So once she comes in, she's masked up, gloved up. She goes back in her back office, and then she's got no contact with anybody until she leaves. So
No.
she's very minimal contact too. But I mean, she has a greater chance of being in contact with people than I do. But you just got to some things you can't avoid. We can't both work from home.
And she like pack a lunch so that way she won't have to go out and get anything.
She still goes out. She goes to Pete's and gets food. I know she's gotten some restaurant food here and there. So, I mean, she's pretty thorough. She's more thorough going outside than I am with the mask situation.
Okay. All right. So as long as you're at home all day now, are you also taking care of like the like online learning stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. I pretty much do everything. I'm like working from home, being a teacher, being a dad. I'm doing all that shit. So, but time to get home, I just like, here, take these damn kids.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, you
Cassie do that to me. So yeah, I totally get it, man. And because man, I'm like suffering as far as just like trying to stay active, man. Because I just bought a Peloton bike the other day, but I won't get it until mid-August. So at least I could use the bike while the kids are downstairs, just like playing at a little. We actually made like an indoor playground, so there's like a little swing, a little sliding board.
Oh, for real? That's what's up.
Yeah. So I mean, actually, we should have spent some time down here today because it was like 9 degrees, upstairs. So
yeah, it was real nice today. Nice today.
Yeah.
That's why we got out for a little bit. It felt good to get out. So you broke down and got a Peloton, huh? You want to know something funny?
What's up?
PlayStation had that bike that you would be able to connect to your PlayStation. It was $250. I should have bought it because they stopped selling it and rebranded it as Peloton. And now how much did it cost?
What was the old name?
It was just a PlayStation. I don't even remember. It was a PlayStation. I was looking at it a couple years ago. I'm pretty sure they stopped selling it because I'm the Peloton looks exactly like the bike. I actually had when I bought the VR headset. I was gonna get the bike because you could wear the headset in combination with the bike, and it was games that they had you could play on it. So it was like $250, and then I just kind of stopped playing my PlayStation. And then when I finally thought about when I heard about Peloton, I was like, that looked just like the PlayStation bike. So I went to look for the PlayStation bike, couldn't find it anywhere.
It's probably not the same bike, man.
It's the same bike, same technology, everything.
I mean, it is. Right, okay, it's probably the same technology, but it's probably a different bike though. It got to be a different bike.
I don't think so. I think they probably bought the patents or something like that, just to keep, just so it wasn't another bike like it on the market. But the idea, the concept, yeah. I mean, it was they did a good thing coming up with that bike.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just all brand though. Really, I mean, it's only a specific like certain person who about a bike and had a membership so they could do the classes online or the the pre-recorded classes and stuff. So
you gonna buy the membership? Of course, you're gonna buy the membership.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I at least want to try it out to see, if I get some good results from it. But I mean, because I'm not gonna go to a gym at least until 2021. So,
yeah.
But I mean, bike's always been good for me as far as like losing weight at like a rapid pace. But
really?
I used to go to the lakefront a lot, a couple years ago, and I mean, shit, man, I used to go maybe 3 or 4 times a week, and it was doing some great things. So I figured if I could kind of mimic what I was doing on the lakefront, then I guess I'll see what happens though. But and plus I'll be not prone to eating like a lot of sweets and shit all day, just bad foods, man. So.
Man,
I just need to get back on a routine.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Since I've been back in the house every day, I still ain't eating meat, but I eating every goddamn thing else. My weight loss is completely gone. It's shot, bro. All whatever weight I lost is right back. But
yeah,
once things fortunately, I have had no desire for any meat. So I know once things get back to a level of normalcy, well, at least I'm out moving and doing what I'm used to doing, that I'll start to shed the weight off. But on a side note, the PlayStation bike I told you was $259. Well, now it's $2,000 and it's only offered by Nordic Track. So yeah.
Okay, so it's two separate companies then, right?
Well, I don't know if it's the same. There's one by Nordic Track, there's one by Espresso Fitness.
Echelon makes bikes and some other company.
Echelon, it's one by Echelon.
Yeah.
They all look exactly the same to me. To the
right,
bike.
right. They all look the same, but
there's no PlayStation branded bike on the market anymore. That was my key point. Okay. That bike was $250. I should have bought it.
Damn.
I should have bought it. It was a great idea, man. I mean, the concept is simple. You know, a bike that you can interact with other people on, and you know, you can ride, and there's, you know, it distracts you from the actual work that you're doing.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good look, man. If I had some space for it, I probably still wouldn't buy it. But if but yeah, I'm glad you bought it, along with all the other equipment you got in your gym that you don't use.
Well, I'm actually put it behind the couch so that way I can like watch TV while I'm biking.
Okay.
I don't got the pool table no more, so I got
right
for it now.
Yeah. I mean, I know you'll use it. I actually was talking to my wife about getting a bike for Father's Day.
Okay.
So I might keep to that and get it, because I definitely want to get more active. It's just I don't really have the time. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about having kids all day until she gets home, which is 6 o'clock, and now at 6 o'clock I'm exhausted. So if I'm gonna ride a bike, it's only gonna be on the weekends, and then that would mean that I would be leaving her at home with the kids, which is fine. But then I'm gonna feel like, you know, I can't be gone too long.
Right.
So, you know, I might get an hour out of it.
I'm actually going to buy like another bike from my coworker for like $400. It's so that I can like attach this trailer that I bought from him actually a couple years ago that I haven't used yet. So it's like a 2-person trailer where I can fit like 2 kids like in the back.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm gonna start riding the girls. Like hitch. Yeah, I'm gonna start riding them out, you know, as much as possible. So that way.
Yeah, that's a good look. Yeah. See the kid. Every time I used to go to work in the morning, I used to see this one guy riding his kids around in a little cart, like a wagon. He would be riding his kids to school in the morning.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.